Look at that mighty fine axe there. Oh boy, that's what 2 hours of sleep looks like. Greetings and welcome to another weekly Vault video with me, Treggyz. Opening thing to say. Without a doubt, that is going to be my finest YouTube Vault video intro of all time. Now, like always, I pretty much did this. I kind of didn't do as much as I did last week. I did like all my characters to get their 20s in, or at least a 20. After doing the big week. Ooh, that's a mighty fine looking arms neck, I think. Might let me play around with some haste in some other areas. I have to actually sim this. Admittedly, it isn't like a huge upgrade, but it does look like it's like with like some tweaking of some stats and stuff. Looks like it is like very, very minorly better. So I was gonna probably take it anyway because it's still like a really high haste neck, and like I'm pretty sure it's the only high haste neck in the season, or is there also there's also that one from Raid, I think, but moving right along. I'm hoping tonight is the night for my paladin because of the obviously I got the axe because Blizzard decided to massively buff the drop rate of it last week, so it was kind of like I bet it was sort of like a freebie week for that character essentially. Because my paladin has killed heroic Farok. Like I think it's like my paladin has made more has better bad luck protection than my warrior did in terms of lesser like the lesser drops, the lesser embers that would occasionally drop from bosses. But my warrior definitely has like more my warrior has more. Sorry, I was getting linked tonight. I'm in chat. My warrior has more heroic Farok kills, so it's sort of like it. I bet it equaled out somewhere. I got a belt last week. That would be. I wouldn't use that on this character, I think, for any reason. Oh, wait a second. I usually disregard the the raid picks because they're usually heroic, but we actually did do myth, and I needed myth hands, so I will take that. Alright. My +1 has joined me once more. She wants to get in on the ground floor of opening these vaults. All the rest of my characters I only did one key on. Like again, it was like after last week, it was essentially just like it's sort of like the take a break week compared to last week. Like doing 4 on all my characters is kind of a lot of work. I don't think I take this, so I just go ahead and grab this and I get myself a socket because I already had two tokens. That's the only reason why I didn't do like an extra set of keys on this character, is because like in case I get a socket, I just did that. I will definitely do this though. Keep moving right along. God, the weekly dilemma. I'll go balance. I got stone scale like 2 weeks ago, so I should just go balance, I think, now. Well, if I need haste for balance, I guess that's an item, but I literally just crafted up my my one hand last week. But that thing does have a lot of haste on it, so I don't know. I already have the Mog too. Sort of sad, but I'll take it still. It's not too shabby. Like as like an option, it's okay, even though it's like the cantrip effect on the hand, it's essentially unusable. Or in any it's not useful in any actual like content. Like I could go run Uldaman because it's a Mythic 0 dungeon, but who cares? uh, if I get a double time, I'll be very happy. No, not quite. I have some decent rings already too. That kind of sucks, but I guess I could still take it if I wanted a little extra verse and be a little extra unkillable on my Demon Hunter. It is all good. That's right. I don't even know what I'm opening this thing as. Corrupted Starlight. It's a trinket. I don't know if it's a good trinket. It has mastery on it at least. I'll just take it, of course, but it's like, I don't know if that's like actually gonna get used or not, but maybe it's okay for like AUG? I have no idea. I want to say my AUG trinkets are what like Bellarellos, which I won't get because I'm not rating heroic on this character, and then I don't know what the other trinket is actually. But, and obviously I've been playing more Preservation this last week, so. What does the hunter get? Shoulders. Indestructible shoulders, sure. Fact. They're not like great stats. Like I could wear those just as is. I don't even have to go catalyze them. Something to figure out a little bit later. If you're here for vault content, essentially that's all over for this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next week. And for like minor weekly recap from me, got the legendary, happy about that. The night I got it, Friday, not necessarily the best day to get it for me, because what I ended up doing is I got it Friday night. I raided for another 3 hours, and then and then I was like, I'm just gonna go like do like, I'll start doing the quest a little bit. I'll go do a super bloom. I'll like kill a rare or two, and then I essentially ended up spending it like 4 hours that night doing all my I did the full rare portion of the quest and the first part of the disenchanting part. I did all of that. And yeah, I only ended up doing that for a couple of hours, and like because it was like I'll do a super bloom and I'll do some rares in between. You know, it's like stuff like that. Ended up pretty much only getting like 3 or 4 hours of sleep to craft it, kind of, because then what I ended up doing is had to wake up for work Saturday morning because I work on the weekends now. So I woke up for work, did one super bloom just before having to leave, and then yeah, worked most of the day. Got back like just in time for the 6 p.m. super bloom. Got that. Like I was able to. At that point, I had like the quest to go do the rare, not the rares, excuse me, the boss tags in the raid. And the like collecting not like having to collect the motes. Like there's like a few minor things you could do to help yourselves out if you get your axe, because now that they buffed the drop rate, it's like going to happen for lots of people now that they're going to get it. You can for the Super Bloom quest, you could share the Tattered Dreamleaf quest with yourself and essentially boost your own Super Bloom quest drop by 50%, making it so you don't, like, you could still get other people to do it with you and it'll still be much faster, but you could kind of just like do it on your own and do it in pretty decent time, because I only needed to do 7 or 8 super blooms total doing that. But although I did get to kind of cheese it a little bit, and also that like I would join a group in the group finder for a super bloom, and like the exact moment you kill the final boss for the super bloom, I would immediately I would loot the quest item, immediately drop group, and like I think I got it 3 times where I would drop group and I would just immediately phase back to my own shard, and I would the rare mob would be up still in that shard, so I would get essentially I would get to double tap the boss for the quest drop. So it might have been 9 super blooms I would have needed otherwise. Another thing you can do to help yourselves, if you go to either your garrison or a class trainer, you could go do the proving ground thing. And what going to the proving grounds does to help you out with the legendary axe, I don't know if it works for the first part of the disenchantment quest, but it 100% works for the second part of the disenchant quest, where you have to just use the 5-minute cooldown item, and you just have to use some awakened a random awakened element to give yourself 5% quest credit. What you could do is you could just go into the proving grounds, start it like any of the trials, and then immediately stop it, and that 5-minute cooldown resets. So you could essentially do, I imagine you could do both quests. It might only work with the second part, but you could do it all in kind of just a handful of minutes instead of over the course of an hour might be all you need. There's Tattered Dreamleaf in the proving grounds, and I guess the other helpful hints I can give you is when you're doing the rare part, just go find a group in the group finder. You'll probably find I did it at a weird time of the night, so there were only I think I was in a group of at most 5 people, and essentially we just flew around the Emerald Dream, just calling out rares for each other and just waiting for people to come around and tag it. You could, if you do it in at a normal time of day, you probably get into a group with a dozen people, and it'll be even faster for finding rares and stuff. And you could also get multiple tags on the same rare. It doesn't matter that you already killed the rare once a day. You could keep using it over and over for the quest credit. So the Emerald Frenzy in particular is really good, because you can just kind of force spawn that rare with that event, and you could just get 5 or 6 rare kills in that single event time, or maybe even more if you have again just a big group, just mass grinding mobs. Lead to a very, very fast legendary for everybody. And the other thing for me that kind of sucked about the weekend in particular is that I did all that. I did all the entirety of the axe grind quest again, sandwiched between 2 to 3 hours of sleep and work, a full work day of 9.5 hours. And then I had a tiny little window, a tiny little 3-hour window between getting home from work and raid, and I just barely almost didn't do it in time. I was in fact even late to raid to finish up the very last part of the tag the bosses in the raid quest, because I did it. I was unlucky joining an LFR group on the right bosses. It's really fun trying to do that particular quest if you're trying to use LFR to do it. It's it's very bad luck to even get a fresh group for the first wing, as essentially what happened for me is both I tried 3 LFR queues, and every single one I joined for the boss right after the actual quest boss you need. So what I ended up doing is I ended up just joining a fresh heroic pug, and even when I did it that way, I still somehow, I don't know what happened, but I lost the tag on Igara, the second boss. And so I had to essentially, I had to get really lucky with another LFRQ. Although at this point I had friends on like willing to help me out with like getting into LFR. We came up with this idea of two tanks and like two healers to like try to like hopefully force it to be a fresh LFRQ. I don't remember like the reasoning, but like just ideally it's like how often does it like a halfway finished LFR wing need two tanks at the same time, you know? I think that was my thinking at on Saturday. But yeah, we were able to get into a fresh LFR. We fucking just zerged the first boss, like all the trash. Just like we zerged it as fast as we possibly could because we were like, it was like 5 minutes before raid on Saturday. And yeah, I was able to get the. Obviously, I got the tag, I should say, for Igara in that LFR. And then I went and did the scenario, which was pretty easy, pretty fast. Like it's a little disappointing, I guess. Like doing it so late in the patch, like I would have like if being one of the first few people to have like gotten to do that, like when you're still like wearing like half of the old season gear and stuff, that would have probably felt a little bit like more of an accomplishment to actually do that little scenario. But at 488 eye level, like on my warrior, you know, it was just a slaughter of that stupid boss. I only needed to do it in like two phases. So, and I could have done it faster, but I actually blew my cooldowns on him. I didn't realize he was shielded at first. So, that was unlucky. But obviously I got the axe right after. So, I mean, everything else doesn't really matter. But then the other thing that sucked for me Saturday, the first night of me having the axe and, like, being a couple minutes late for raid is, like, the exact moment that happened. I managed to PC wizard my mic into being muted, like in a fucking buried Windows setting, and essentially I ended up not streaming most of Saturday night, like my first night with the axe. I should have had my warrior up just to like look at it. So I just kind of had like a tilting night. I wasn't even able to like fully appreciate my legendary the first night just because I had like all these other side problems happening. Like as soon as I fixed my mic, I ended up lagging out, and then I got sat in raid. It's just like unlucky, you know. Although that was only for like the last half hour, so sort of like I was obviously just like I was exhausted, you know, only sleeping for 2 to 3 hours. I would do it again for the axe. I would I'll happily do it one more time for my paladin. I don't know if I'll actually craft it for my death knight, but my paladin I will happily do it again. It'll be a much better pace, I imagine. If I'll do it more. It'll be like probably easier and just like more efficient when I do it on my paladin, just because I'll actually know like what to do. I was sort of a little lost on my warrior for like the first hour after like the very first super bloom. Essentially, I was like, I don't know what to do. Where the rares at? So I think that's about it for me for one. This is probably gonna be like a really short vault video, but like a really long weekly recap ending to it. So hope everyone enjoys. And good luck to everybody still wanting to get their axe. It'll be very soon. If you've been killing Heroic Farok, it'll only be like a few more weeks if you've been doing it like every single week since like I don't know let's say your guild got your first kill week 3. Let's say it'll only be at minimum within the next month you'll guaranteed get the axe. So just hang on a little longer, and I will catch everyone around next week or maybe sooner. I don't know anymore. Have a good time. Have a great day, everybody, and thank you again for watching.